Nobody wants analytics, actually. People don't want to think about this. They want just answers. We tried different things. The plan was to make 3 sales per month, and we could do this, but we didn't find the way how to make 10 sales per month. We don't want dashboards. We want answers. We don't want all the complicated things. We don't want to see the graphs or the numbers and to find what's working or not. Tell us what is working. We decided not just build AI solution that will make the AI first marketing, the AI native marketing possible, but also start to be the AI first company, to start using AI agents. It's not about, okay, I need to learn how it works. It's about try the first use case you have in your real life.
Welcome to Rebuilding SaaS Marketing, a podcast by Digital Hunch. I'm Renata, a growth expert and co-founder of the marketing agency for SaaS products. And together with founders from across the SaaS world, we're figuring out how marketing works in the age of AI. In each episode, we unpack one founder's story, what worked, what failed, and what still keeps them awake at night. Today, we are joined by Eveline Ogorodnikova, Head of Marketing at Elly Analytics and Plurio, an AI-native platform combining revenue link attribution with a performance marketing agent that learns from your business data and acts to increase the revenue. As the team's first marketer, Eveline guided Elly through several restructures and rigorous hypothesis testing. Steady evolution, not a pivot. We'll dig into the journey and lessons from 3 years of experiments, hiring as a growth channel, 150 plus sales calls per quarter, and a content engine that builds trust. Eveline, nice to have you here. Tell me a little bit more about your product, about the audience that you're targeting. So we're just, starting the conversation.
Hey, sure. First of all, thank you for having me here and for inviting for your beautiful podcast. So happy to be here. Originally, we were making full funnel marketing platform for a very special audience, for the consumer brands and consumer services that have a lot of problems with stuff that helps them to make data-driven decisions. Most of the tools or solutions, they're created for e-commerce, some of them for hard B2B products, but there are just a few options to have something really good and workable for the space where you have a couple of funnels, or your funnel is very difficult, or you have a lot of touch points between your first click and the revenue you get. So in that space, you need to have a really great data, really strong attribution, and the dashboards, not just that are beautiful, but that get you answers. So that was the one thing we started to build. One product we started to build for that kind of market, for that kind of industries like healthcare, like all home services, B2B subscription businesses, real estate, what else? Car dealerships, and so on. Yeah.
Talking about the B2B analytics, I know it's usually very painful to track everything from user to the real sale, especially when you have, for example, different funnels, self-service funnel and demo sales, demo calls funnel. And usually it's very hard to understand what gives you growth. I believe that your service was perfect for that. Is perfect for that.
Totally agree. Yes, but it's still, it's still very situative. It's still very hard to implement because the self-service is not working here. By the way, because you don't. It's always a black box for that kind of businesses, and because they need that a really deep understanding of what's working and how the attribution works, how the data streaming works, how your data is aggregated, to answer, can I believe that data to make the decisions today, because my revenue will come just in a week or 2 weeks, and I need to make my decisions about buying ads right now. So self-service doesn't work here, but the only option for that kind of business that actually works before Elly, that was to build that kind of data platform and dashboards by yourself with your team.
In-house,
But
yes.
on the other side, that's also challenging because you need to hire the team. You need to have your deep expertise to hire that kind of team that already did that things a couple of times, and they know how it works, and they will focus just on that kind of marketing analytics. It's expensive, especially in the US market. So what we did, we had a team that was building all that marketing analytics for the companies. We were responsible for data implementation, for data streaming, for attribution. We were, internal team for that companies to build that analytics for them, and we are responsible for the data from day zero to that. So that was the idea.
It's like fractional analytics team, where usually we have a fractional marketing team, and I suppose in this stage of your product, it was for you a fractional analytics team.
Right, yeah. Something like that. So it's not just a platform, it's also the service. So that's what we get. And now we are transforming. We stopped to be just the platform, just the dashboards, just the analytics. And now we are transitioning to the next stage. So now we have an AI agent that is connected to the data that our clients, they believe in. So it can be two options. They can connect to our data platform that we're building for them, or they can, if they have their own and they already built it by themselves, we can connect our agent to their platform. So and database. And after that, that agents, it thinks, but also does for our clients. So you can automate all the performance marketing with one AI agent that is trustable because it knows your data that you believe, and you can check it, and it checks itself all the time, and it can act for you in the ad platforms.
For me, as a founder of a marketing agency, it sounds a little bit scary, but I know that actually, of course, it cannot work without experienced marketing manager anyway. But it's the future that sometimes I'm afraid of, but I believe in it nonetheless.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way. And I think it will be one of our challenges to break this fear with the marketers that it can be scary. AI is scary. Yes, we are always like, can I believe that information or not? How can I check it? And so on. So we're building that system with that knowledge because we were marketers, we were performance marketers. Our founders were, I was also. So I understand how, and I had an experience when I added the automation platform to one of my businesses I was working with when I was working in an agency. I don't remember, it was like $10,000 went away in one day. So we know the problem. Yes. And that's why we're building the system in the way that it can't be possible.
So let's move to the time when you just started. I know that the most intense phase of your experimentation with growth in marketing started when you had to enter the US market 3 years ago. With no brand awareness, with no local presence, which is usually, the worst case scenario, and no partner network. What was that experience like, and how did it unfold for you?
I guess it was 4 years ago, and we moved from established market we were working in that time at our local market to global without brand recognition, without no established community around product, without local presence. We had I guess I believe, 30 people in the team. Most of the team was on the product side and on the service side. So we had actually no marketing. I was the first person. That was where we started. What worked in the local market? We had partners. We had lots of events. We were participating, webinars. We made our own events. We had a very good known expertise of our founders in the market, in the digital market. And it helped us to generate sales. And we were bootstrapped at that time, and that worked great. But when we moved to global market, everything changed in one way. So,
tell me more about it.
Yeah. Okay. So what we realized that nobody knows us and we don't have a community that can tell about us. So the first thing we decided to do is to try to get that kind of people who can tell the story about Elly. So we started to build the partnership channel, and we didn't have any experience on building partnerships in the US market and global market. And we didn't have that kind of experts that could introduce us to that guys. And we even didn't have that ideal partnership portrait in our heads, but we had some hypothesis there. So we separated that hypothesis. We thought, okay, it can be tech partnerships with the complemental tools. It can be some co-marketing, but we still didn't have the name, the brand. So it was not so easy, but we decided to check it as well. We had something like we could go to Microsoft Marketplace or Google Marketplace or somehow connect with them, but it's still in our mind. We were going there, but there is a separate story. But the funny thing was that during all the experiments, I will tell about them a bit later, we understood that our ideal partners are the guys who are like fractional CMOs or some like that guys, like small agencies that have 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 clients. They know them. They're like fractional CMOs for them, and they are closing that role. And they have a deep understanding on performance marketing, on the importance of marketing analytics and data for making decisions. So they're very experienced and they have really great expertise in that part. So we started to look for that guys, and we talked a lot with them. We needed to have a lot of calls at that moment, to make a lot of calls, the first calls, to understand if the story we're telling about Elly is valuable for that new market. Because we knew that it was in the local market, but now we didn't know how to tell it in the right words. So we needed to have a lot of calls, and to talk to a lot of people to get feedback and to understand what's working, what's not, how we need to tell the story, how we need to tell about our values.
Let's just stop here because I have questions.
Okay.
How did you understand? I want to first talk about partners a little bit more. How did you understand that you need these fractional CMOs? Why did you decide that you need this kind of partners and not, I don't know, other agencies or some other people that work with clients as well?
It's an interesting question. It was 4 years ago, but I believe that it was because we made a lot of calls, and we had a really great calls with tech partnerships, with potential tech partnerships, guys that were telling like, oh my God, you have a great solution, and you can strengthen our solution and make deals with our clients, and everything's fine. But what we got, that the only thing we could offer to that partners was our product. And sometimes when they came to the partnerships managers, they came to the team, to the account executives, sales reps, and so on, and told like, okay, we had a really great solution. Let's try to implement it to our clients. They told, who are they? So that was the problem. And then we moved to, we had that hypothesis that we need to find the small agencies as well. And we need to find someone who is working, who is understanding the business so good inside the process, and who has a really good expertise in the product we're creating, because we knew that it's difficult to sell. Even even for us, because we know it. We know how to tell about some of the details and answer the really hard questions about how we are connecting data, why it's good, why it's better than the others can offer, and so on. But it was difficult to replicate it for the others. The next step was to understand how we need to tell about the product, in what words, what values are really valuable, and how we need to position our product in the new market. So
I love this theme, because usually, and actually, I think we discussed it with another founder in this podcast, that usually everyone wants this silver bullet or magic pill or something, but they usually talk about channels, not about the positioning and values and everything. And I'm so happy that you brought it up. And please tell me about it. How did you understand what kind of positioning you need and what kind of value proposition you need to show on your website or in your communications, so that people believe and want to talk to you?
We're still in the process, because I think it's the research that never stops, because you always need
That's
to
true.
check, is the value you're positioning to the audience, is it still a value? Or maybe something changed, like AI happened and now everything changes. Yes. And you can't say, it's one of the things that now we can't offer right now, just a marketing analytics platform. Nobody wants analytics, actually. That's one thing that we understood during all that calls.
Yes.
That it's very hard topic. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to understand, to implement, to use, to make decisions, to see the answers behind the data, the numbers, right? So every that step is very difficult to, and people don't want to think about this. They want just answers, just tell me the answer, what to do. So, and I'm so happy because of the AI era that helps us to make that transition from just dashboards that can show you the answers, but also give your answers, tell you what to do and do. That's amazing. So what we did, when we understood that we need to have a lot of calls to understand, to check what's working, what words are working, and what parts of products are working for the audience, we knew that we need to make calls. And a lot of them. The first thing we started to do is to check hypothesis, what channels can bring us that first calls, because we knew that the marketing people audience is the hardest audience to get. They're always overwhelmed. Yes, they're very busy. They have a lot of outreach emails or emails in LinkedIn. Everybody wants to talk with them, but they didn't. They don't have any time for that. Our ICP were like marketing CMOs, head of marketing, growth managers, founders of medium-sized companies, and CEOs. So the hardest part. And to start generating calls, we decided to invite experts from different outreach channels. So we invited one for email outreach. He was a really great expert in automation of the process, and we found him from the community. All of them we found in the community. We didn't make a position, so it was like that. One for the LinkedIn outreach and one for Upwork. We believed in that 3 channels, and 2 of them through automation. Yeah, like I told, they were really great experts. We didn't take some guys who just trying to find the value, how it works, right? So, and we give them freedom to do anything with our help. My job was to build a system that will help them generate leads and generate first calls. We had a lot of experiments. So I think we experimented during 1 year, and what worked for us, it was very interesting. One thing, when we moved from just inviting to the demo, we implemented the other funnel in our email outreach. It was inviting to the interviews. And there were really real interviews. We were talking about the goals of the companies, asked a lot of questions about them, about their budgets, about what they're doing, what they like, do you have the analytics, how it works for them, please show us. So all the stuff that helped us to understand the needs of the market as well. And we showed our product as well. And if we saw that the conversation is really good and interested in continuing this conversation, and they want us to show them the demo, we could schedule that call and show them. And actually that funnel worked much better because nobody felt like, somebody will show me the demo, they want to sell me something. It works really great.
It was the incentivized interviews traffic when you pay for the time. But first of all, they need to fill in some forms, some surveys, so you understand that they're...
It was the next step.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that even without any incentive, it worked. We saw the better conversions there, and we continued to do this. So we use that information both for our education and understanding the market. It also could bring us the demos and sales.
How much calls were you able to do with this approach?
With this kind, without paid incentive, without Amazon cards that we started to use later, we could schedule not a lot of calls, maybe around, 10 per week.
Still many.
Still many, yes. But what we noticed that none of them were really qualified to MQL or SQL for us at that moment. Yeah, it was one thing. And what we decided to do in our outreach, and email outreach worked really great. So it's one of the hypotheses that could generate us a lot of calls. LinkedIn outreach and Upwork at that moment, they were not stable. And that's why we focused on email outreach. And what's next? We decided to build a system with email outreach. We scraped a lot of data, sourced it, collected into the base, and tried to score using the factors like if we know if they have some ad spend. We used SimilarWeb for that, but it wasn't ideal, but we used it like a signal. If they have, for example, the new hired CMO or head of marketing, because it's always a door for us to come and to introduce us. It was a lot of things like that. And what kind of revenue do they have and all the stuff that will showcase us if they are pretty big enough for implementing such a solution, because that's one of the main criteria. Because if you are still spending 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 per month for your ad spend, you don't need actually that kind of, for one channel, for example, that kind of analytics, advanced analytics. You can use something more simple and it will good work. But when you're starting to spend $100,000 per month on ads, it's starting to be very important to understand what really brings you money. So, and without the data and just on the platform data, or with this simple one where you don't know how the funnel, how the data is working for you, it's starting to be impossible. And the second step we decided to make this list of contacts as wide as possible.
So you didn't want to narrow down to
narrow down this list. That was one of the strategies we decided to use. So we started to send a lot of emails, and we were joking that we thought at one moment we thought that now everyone knows about analytics because they got emails. We tried not to make our emails like a spam. So we always tried to bring some value in our emails, to not borrow the guys. So it wasn't like we sent 10 emails, we could answer. No. As well, we were trying to test the wording, the value we are sharing. After that, we tried one really great thing for us, and I think we will come back to it a bit later when we will build our content machine and a bit of brand awareness. So what we did, we implemented the campaigns where we offered Amazon cards to talk with us. So we still use the demo funnel and the interview funnel, paid interview funnel, to invite people to talk to us. And after they agreed, we sent them the link to the quiz with 10 questions and a small video about Elly. We asked to go through. And so during answering that questions, we got information about the business and some information to score that guys. So finally, we got information about their ad spend because we couldn't get it from somewhere. The real one that we can believe. The source of truth for that. So, and after answering that questions, we could invite or didn't invite that guys to the interview. And after that, we started to get 150 calls per quarter. We had just 2 account executives at that moment and half of Siva, the founder of Elly Analytics. And they were busy with that calls all the days. So, and we got a lot of information there because, especially on the paid interviews, the people, they like to share the information about their business, their goals, what they struggle with, what they're waiting for from their marketing, from their analytics, and we got a lot of information there. And at that moment, we understood that the product we are selling is really difficult to scale because there is a small distance, maybe, I don't know, weeks between the teams that spend a lot on that paid and they already made all the tests they wanted to make. They already made A/B tests, tested creatives, landing pages, products, value propositions. They did everything, but they need to grow. And okay, now they need the answers. What's really working? And before they started to build that market analytics by themselves or use some other solution. And even if they don't like that solution,
You mean the moment of realization?
Yes,
when they need this marketing analytics is very short.
Yeah.
Right,
So
okay. And when
after they understood this and before they started to implement it, yes.
It's almost impossible to find this exact time when you need to go to them. Like,
You don't have any good signals for that.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe someone can tell the story in their LinkedIn and we try to collect that information. Maybe someone is trying to hire some marketing analytics guy or something, but it's just nothing to grow.
When they implemented something, they will never change it. Right.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Almost.
Even if you don't like the result, even if you know that there are some weakness in the system you choose and it's not working. For example, sometimes the ideal clients, they choose solutions from from e-commerce segment, and it doesn't work good for them because it was created for e-commerce segment that is pretty much different funnels and the sales cycles and the ecosystem they have of the tools they have, of the data they have. So even if they understand that, okay, it's not working for us in the way we want to, even in that moment, they don't want to change something because they already passed that way with invested too much money, time, resources, everything. Even if we're saying like, okay, we will do it for you, but we need their attention as well because we need to understand their business, their goals, their marketing, and they need to explain it again, they don't want to. Yeah, right. So
the same thing with marketing agencies, I suppose, because sometimes if company hired an agency, it will try to work with it as much as they could. I don't talk about, this enterprise companies when they make big tenders and every year they change their provider. But it's very hard for people. I think not only for just companies, it's very hard for people to invest their time for something new. And that's why they stick to older solutions. Maybe they're not so advanced, but at least they know that how it works and how they can, live with it. I totally understand that.
Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, I agree.
Let's recap a little bit.
Okay.
So after you started the outreach until this moment when you started to get 150 plus calls, like demos or sales calls, how much time did it take to build the system that works this way?
It took us around 1 year to get to that point. It wasn't like we were building that system during 1 year. No, we built it pretty much fast. We didn't have a lot of time. We're a startup. But to get to that idea, to find what was working to generate that calls, we spent a year testing different hypotheses. That's right. And then we found that magic button. So it wasn't magic. Yeah. And actually, to build that system, it wasn't rocket science. I mean that We were lucky to meet really great guys. It was an American agency that showed us that how the system can work, how the scoring system can work. They provided their platform with quiz, with the questionnaire, so we could understand what questions, even what questions were working, what questions were people don't like to answer, or did they see our video? And we saw that statistic there. On the one hand, and on the other, they helped us to build that part. And then I just built the scoring system after that questionnaire came to us. And actually, I liked it so much still because it's automated. It really works great. And the system that we built brought us really ICPs. So on the calls, and they had problems, they had budgets, they needed the marketing analytics, and they told it and they confirmed it, and the size of the business was great, and the ad spend was great for us, and everything was amazing. So, but the situation was wrong. After that experiment, we decided to stop it and continue working with the product.
After all this incredible sales calls, hundreds of them, you understood that something just doesn't work. What signals help you to understand that, and how did you take this into account?
We had a plan to grow our sales. At that moment, the plan was to make 3 sales per month, and we could do this. But we didn't find the way how to make 10 sales per month.
All about scaling.
Yes, it's all about scaling. And we tried different things. We tried to implement audits before we are selling our product. We didn't have self-service. That's also something that usually help to grow your sales. But in the same case, we had a really small churn. Yeah, we understood that we couldn't scale our sales and with the product we have, because we need to find a really great insightful criteria that will show us that now the company need us, so we can go to the company and say, okay, let's let's make a demo and let's go to the sales process. We knew that we could do ABM, we can try different channels, we can try more and more, and that will give us maybe not 3 sales per month, but maybe 4, maybe 5, but it won't be a big difference. And we heard from the audience, because we had that calls, that it's a difficult product. It's a difficult project. We need to find the time to implement it. We have some barriers. And because at that moment, we focused on the channels and we didn't focus a lot on the content. We tried to make it. We tried to build that system, but all the focus was on the making the calls. And because we had all that conversations, we heard that information from the audience. So we need to change something. We need to find the way, more easier way to show our product, to show the value of our product. Because, when you're implementing it, it takes around a month. It depends on the business. Sometimes it's 2 weeks. Sometimes it's around more than 1 month to implement the product. Then they started to get the insights and the value, and it takes time. But to make more sales, we need to show the value right now. Or you need to have so amazing product that everyone will want to try. And we decided to go to that part. So we decided, because at that time the AI came to our world, to our lives, to our work. There was very interesting feedback from the especially US market and the US audience that we don't want dashboards. We want answers. We don't want all that complicated things. We don't want to see the graphs or the numbers and to find what's working or not. Tell us what is working. They even asked us, even our clients from the US market, they asked us, okay, now you built for us that beautiful dashboards, but how can I get answers? What I need to see there? And it was a really great insight, because for us, we saw that insights, but it wasn't in our service to be like an agency that will explain everything and do everything for them. That's why we transitioned to the space, to the agent that can get that answers, can bring that answers on the plate and say, okay, that's why your sales broke down, or that's why the situation changed because I don't know, your competitors they launched new creatives, or the company or the product, because I don't know, your UTMs were broken, because the data is incorrect here, and I need to go and find out why, because I don't know, the creator was burned out or something like that, and that's what you need to do next to change the situation and to fix it. Well, that's the hypothesis to test to grow the sales. That's what you need to do. That's the answers that the CMOs want to have to. So we started to build a product, and now it's working on the pilots. And actually, it's so amazing because I believe if I had something like that when I was working in an agency with clients with the big budgets, you always felt like so much stress when you can't feel like that decision is correct. You can even be a great expert in reading the reports and understanding what's going on and analyzing all the data. But for example, I'm a human. I can't analyze, I know, for previous years of data and understand. I even can't analyze, 400 creatives data, but the AI can. So that's the difference. And the other thing is that it can go and change biddings, change stop or increase or decrease budgets on the creatives, do some other stuff, and that's helps me to not to spend 90% of my time to managing the campaigns, but to focus on the strategy. I think that's amazing.
The thing that you're building and you're going to do marketing for this product is the AI agent that takes all this data that, I don't know, for how many years we have, right? Analyzes it and also connects to the real ad platforms. And after analyzing everything you have, the information from the ad platforms, the data from your CRM or from some revenue streams, it combines it all and makes decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
And acts.
And acts. Yeah.
Yes.
This is something else because, ChatGPT can analyze something, but maybe not, always correctly, but it can't act and do some changes in the ad platform.
Yeah. Or some other platforms can act but can't analyze or don't have access to the data. So we're combining all that stuff in one place.
Now here in the podcast of Rebuilding SaaS Marketing, we have a tool that will rebuild maybe not SaaS marketing, but the marketing for companies that have big budgets and can make real informed decisions based on the whole funnel, not just on ads information. So, and you're here now, like this is the moment of when, the pivot is right now and you're testing the product. And I suppose you're planning to do marketing differently because now you have an AI product and you also have AI in your company's processes. So tell me about it. Now we're getting the talk about all the AI that we can have.
It's so much about Elly because we have some things that always like principles for us. First of all, the work must be interesting always. If it's not not something we're doing. And we don't want just building the solution because we want to build it. We always build something because we knew by ourselves what do we want. All of us were from performance marketing space, and that's why we decided to build the solution that will help us to make a data-driven decisions. And the same was with the AI. We decided not just build AI solution that will make the AI first marketing, the AI native marketing possible, but also start to be the AI first company. And what does that mean? That meant that all the processes, all the teams, all the knowledge base now is located in Cursor. We choose Cursor. There are some other good platforms. I will tell about the Cursor because it's working for us, and because our founder, I like how he tells the story. Like the most modern and progressive tools are always made for developers, and that's why Cursor is really great for us, because it's also updated. The new things are integrated in the Cursor, and we can use it. And now we're using it. Our developers are using it. Our analytics are using it. Our product managers are using it. Our marketing is using it. So, and we feel by ourselves how impressive it can be when you have an agent that can act. So that's the transition to the product, the agent that can act. So we feel it, we'll nail it.
The reason why I invited you specifically to this podcast, because I wanted you to show us, this won't be an audio version of our podcast, but for those who are watching this, I wanted you to show us what exactly you do in Cursor, because it's in your everyday life and you're making, marketing decisions, and you're doing stuff inside the AI agents. So show me.
Recently, I was hiring a team. Before it, during the 4 last months, I was using Cursor as the main platform and as the main space where I'm collecting all the knowledge base and everything. And because we're a startup and changing a lot, the previous information doesn't matter already. So that was the latest information and my team needed to know. And so what happened, it was a really magic, because usually you hire someone, you need to make an onboarding, it's a system, you need to show where everything is located, why it's here. So lots of questions are usually asked by the team. And at that time, I think I spent maybe 5 minutes just to tell about what kind of meetings do we have and why they're necessary to join them. That's it. Because, actually, I think next time, even that information will be in the Cursor. The team, they went to the Cursor, they asked all the questions they needed, and it answered. And now I will show you how it works. So we have the interface. I usually use the other theme, but I know that it's easy to go through it when it's white. Okay. So I'm using Whisperflow. It's an amazing tool to talk with your computer. And I will, hey there, I'm a new team member, Elly. Please let me know, what do I need to know about the marketing and sales, about the company, about the strategy. I was hired as a product marketing manager, so collect the information that will help me to start my job. Yeah, it can take some time. Yeah, I use ChatGPT Max. Okay, it will definitely take. No, we have different models here, and there are more. Some of them more fast, some of them more clever. So I use it for different purposes. So while it's generating the answer, I can show you what we have here. We have different repositories. It's like the working spaces for different teams, for different needs. And I will show you the marketing and sales, because in that spaces there are a lot of sensitive information. But so I'm collecting here our information, our AI projects, the content, and the different strategies we are collecting here. Creatives, experience sharing, something here. It's the calls around. It was the calls around with the other B2B teams that were sharing experience with us, so we can take some notes from there. Different external meetings that is necessary to go through, and is okay. Here is the call with you. I don't know why it's here. Okay. Meeting transcripts. We need to have here onboarding process, outreach, partners, all the list of partners, our scripts, sales things, reports, and anything, rebranding.
So basically
guides,
everything.
Yeah. So we're collecting, and you don't need to collect everything in one moment. So it's the process of working with your Cursor as a very clever assistant, where you need to tell him what does he need to do, or what do you want to get, and why, and it will. So what it can do, it can use all the contexts it has. The rules helps me not to make him not to make a lot of hallucinations. And that's really important. So I can tell him, please never use the information for that kind of stuff from the internet, for example. Just use the contest. Or for meetings, never think. Never summarize the information in your way, just like I told you to do this with the, I don't know, with the thesis or something. So what do we have here? Let's go through. He in that case, even in that case, he collected a lot of information, and I can tell him, please make it shorter, or just give me that kind of information. But he decided to make it like that in that case. Okay, company and product. Okay, yeah, okay. He collected some step-by-step plan, but I don't need it. And I can tell him, okay, I don't want to plan. Just give me the links to the workspaces or files that I need to go through. And that's it. So that's how I'm working with my cursor. I can ask him it any question, and I can tell him what to do or what not to do, what to use. I always ask him, for example, to when I'm making research, to show me where is the information is canonical, for example, from the strategy space, where it takes information about, I don't know, foundings or the what else can be, I don't know, foundings, the numbers or something. It will show me that this information is canonical, is the thing that does exist. But that kind of things I googled, and for example, the top B2B strategies, and that are the links where I took this. So that's how it works. It's the case number one. What
So
else?
basically, it helps you with all the questions that you may have or your team may have, and you don't spend time on explaining everything. You just can say you're new. You just can tell your new employees, please go and ask Cursor, right?
Right, that's right. I'm trying to I was experimenting yesterday with the other chat, and there was a good answer. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but the idea is like that.
Okay.
The other case, it was that was the case I was started with, because the thing is, to start using AI agent, it's not about, okay, I need to learn how it works. It's about try the first use case you have in your real life. After you're trying to solve your problem, it's starting to be like so native, so natural for you to continue using it. And for me, it was a very nice thing when we just started working on our new product and positioning. Let me stop sharing. I will tell you the story, and then I can show you how it worked. So when we just started working on our new product, yes, AI agent, we didn't have any visualization of how it will work. We didn't have any interface. We had just ideas and vision from our founders. We had a couple of conversations with our top clients that were using Elly, and we came to that clients and talked with them during, I don't know, maybe 6 hours about how they're managing their ads. What is what they're doing from day to day, how their job looks like. We had some internal conversations about what it will be, how it will work, what use cases we want to implement first. At that time, we decided to make a landing page about that product. And with
That
some
didn't
details,
exist.
with the interface, right? Yes, that already exists without anything in real life. But we already started to work on that agent, but we still didn't have anything. And we wanted to create it to make a wait list, because we already heard from our clients, from the audience, that they want to try. And we're okay. Let's let's check the market, how it will work. What I used, I uploaded all that calls to my cursor. I had access to the Seva's strategy folder with the pitching, with the vision, with everything. And I uploaded our internal conversations. And I asked my cursor first to analyze all the competitors that already started to tell about AI workflows, agents, and how their landing pages or main pages they were looking. Then I asked to analyze all the tools like Lovable, like other ones, how they are showcasing their product, AI product, because it was just the starting point at the time for all of us. And so I put all the context I usually need to understand how my product, how my wording, how my landing might look like. Then I asked him to generate the step-by-step workflow on how to create that landing page for us, about the positioning, what I need to think about before I will start, and so on. So to generate some questions for my next researchers. And then I put all the information from our calls from strategy to that workflow, with all the competitors analysis, space analysis, and so on. And it generated me a landing page. I will show you. It's already the landing page that we are not using, but it was the
it's
first.
It's already updated.
Yeah. It will update it, I think, in a couple of weeks. But it was the first version without anything. I spent, I think, we made 3 versions because our vision was changing a bit. And but maybe 1.5 days per each. But what we did, actually everything here. So we made the interface with all the details, and actually I did all of that with my cursor. So I was talking with him about, okay, we're focusing on the B2C subscription businesses, for example. What metrics are important to showcase? What details? How must look like the SQL request? And based on the information from the calls, for example. And so we did all the things with cursor.
And the video as well?
The video was made by our designer, but all the information. No, yeah. But I was trying to make it without cursor, but without the tool. It was also nice at that moment. But yes, this one. Thank you, Kilian. He made it. It was really great. But I mean that all the details on that, what we need to show, because that's the thing that was made by cursor. I just checked, so
really
everything
natural.
looks good. Yeah. So yeah, that was my wow moment at that moment. So I was so impressed, and I like it so much. Yeah. So and now we're using cursor day to day. So my team is generating some documents, some researchers, anything, and or positioning or something else, and they are bringing to me just with the link on GitHub, and or I can review my cursor and I can get it inside, and then I can work with these documents. For example, now we will have we are building the content machine. And to build it, we need to know the newest updates from our pilot projects to get the newest use cases approved by clients, for example. And I don't need to go to my team to ask them, please share with me something. I'm just using the call transcripts, and that's it. The same thing is about the benchmarks from our clients, for example. Yes, to tell the story about the B2B and our successes, we need to showcase some benchmarks or reports or something. It works.
I want to borrow this, from you because I also need that.
I will share with you. So, and now, before I needed to go to my sales project team and ask them to bring me some, I don't know, some numbers, or to go and check all the call transcripts or hear the conversations to get that information, or to put each of them to, for example, ChatGPT to tell him, okay, tell me what was about, or can you find some numbers or something, if our customer is happy or not. Right now, it's in the one place. So I'm just asking my cursor and telling him it's the prompt. I'm trying to say to name him also him. Okay,
Yeah.
his. So I'm asking just the questions like, okay, tell me what clients during the last week showed that they're happy to find these patterns, find these things. Show me the theses. Why you do think like that? Show me the when they told, for example, in the pilots, okay, this case I like it. Yes, let's. It works. I approve it. So and he will find it for me. And then I just need to collect that information, make a report, for example, or make a use case on my website, or do something like that. It's like a magic. And my team can take it as well to make the LinkedIn posts, to make the reports, to make blog posts, to add this information as a use case, approved use case on the main page, and so on.
Yeah, that's definitely sounds like magic. About the thing that you want to, name the cursor as him, I heard that some people they name their AIs like, this is John. Okay, he doesn't work very well, so we fired him, and now he's replaced by, I don't know, like by Tom. So now we have all these AI employees, like at least we started to have them, and yeah, this is fun.
It's a trend. Like we want to talk not with the machine, but with we are trying to humanize our AIs, and
Yes.
because now we are working on our naming and rebranding. That will happen in Q1. So, and we already started to test our new naming. And we're also trying to humanize it and to bring the meanings in the name. And actually, maybe next time I will tell, because I like our new names so much. There is a really great meaning inside it, and I hope it will work.
So let's wrap it up. You started almost 4 years ago with a product that was hard to sell, and you went a long way with all the marketing hypotheses, partnerships, sales calls, and now it was successful in a way, but you understood that the thing that you're selling is very hard to sell and you need to change something. The pivot, and now you're here. So tell me about your plans, and you, as you have an AI tool, how do you plan to use AI in the future, and maybe what advice would you give to the marketers or to the founders that are doing the same thing right now?
Oh, okay. Lots of questions inside. So about the future plans for marketing. So we're still not just we will do our marketing, but our clients, our ambassadors, our partners, our community will make it for us as well, and with us as well. That's what we're building inside right now. We are building the loops. I think that's what Elena Verna was talking a lot during her last webinars. So you need to build the loop. That's what we are doing right now. And that's the plan. AI is helping our marketing and our team to build it a lot. And we will definitely continue using it. So I didn't tell about that, but for example, we are automating a lot of things right now, not just collecting the knowledge base, but also automating everything. For example, the trend watching system will be also inside that. So it take the RSS lists and analyze it and bring us the insights and that we can use in our content. And so on. So we automate a lot of things, and we will continue. And the knowledge base is getting bigger and bigger. The wonderful thing is that we have team members that's already in the company, like during all the time, and we have it in you guys. And it's always a great thing because you have all that knowledge base and experience with the olders, I guess. And that started to be shareable for the whole team. And the new ideas from the new members that can make this revolution happen for your business because they have a new view of what you're doing it's also started to, the way to get to the orders is really short right now.
Sure.
So you just need to upload it and you can get it. It doesn't mean that we don't have meetings, but we have, and the human talking and communication and relationships, they're still very much important. I think it's much more important than ever.
It just started to be more meaningful,
yeah,
because
I agree.
we can talk about the strategy and something very important, and not about the project management or the client's results.
Yeah, the conversations are different for sure. You finally, especially in the remote world, you finally have time to talk not just about the work. You have time to
Yes.
know each other sometimes and to spend some time to understand what's going on with your colleague. That was about our marketing plans. That's what we're building, and that was a bit about our AI plans. We are definitely transitioning from the learning just from LLMs to learning action machines. So that is the future, I think. So now we are all of us, all the businesses are going to that space. So the solutions that will have the access to the data and will be possible to act, that is the future. Because now with all that tools, with all that stuff, we can vibe code anything we want to, but we still don't have that access to the data, for example. Yes, you can vibe code the solution. I saw a lot of examples during the last week, like the guys that already know how to automate the processes. They showcased like how they vibe coded the solution, the agent that could add platforms. But all of them told like, okay, we still don't have the data, and to get the data, to analyze it, to make it work, you still need a team, you still need people, you still need experience, and yes. And on the other hand, those guys who has access to the data, they can't automate because we are going this way. It's really huge. There are lots of things that you need to implement, to know, to understand, to feel, to build. So yeah, I think that is the future: data, agent, action.
I hope this future will be, bright. Yes, and with people. Thank you, Eveline, for coming. It was a really insightful talk, and I'm sure a lot of founders will find this very insightful and important, because every company can pivot, but the moment, sometimes you need to feel this moment when you need to do this, and how to get there, what kind of thing you need to understand. So I think you described it in a very detailed way. And I wish you a great success with the Plurio. And actually, I also want to try it for ourselves. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was an interesting conversation.
Thanks for watching Rebuilding SaaS Marketing. If this episode gave you an idea or spark, like, subscribe, and share it with another founder who is in the same stage of growth. A podcast made by Digital Hunch and top 3 fractional CMO services agency on Clutch. Follow Digital Hunch on LinkedIn, and if you'd like, find Rebuilding SaaS Marketing in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Join us as we keep redefining how SaaS marketing works in the AI era.